I'm Dr. Swapna Nair and I practice cataract and refractive. We have all talked about hard work and how we have to go through a lot of tasks to reach the positions that we are in, and as an encouragement to all those people who are trying to reach here. But I beg to differ. I don't think women work as hard as men do, because they get it right the first time. We all know that. And I'd start with a study that I had gone through. So this was conducted by a group in 2012, published in 2012, where they tried to find out how many authors, how many reviewers, and how many editors were functioning in three major journals in ophthalmology, namely Ophthalmology, Archives of Ophthalmology, and the American Journal of Ophthalmology. And they found a healthy trend in the number of authors. They were continuously increasing over the years. But they found at that point of time, all editors were men. Now, they gave two reasons for that. So, editors means, up there, authors are just, climbing the stairs, and all editors were men. And the reasons they gave were, one, could be because most of the genre of women ophthalmologists are young and evolving. There are very few seniors who are right up there. So that could be one of the reasons why the editors were all men, or there could be bias. And the question is open.
That is the question I was asking you. I was not giving the name.
Anyway, so now coming back to Hercules. So here is Hercules with his hydra, and each time he tried to chop off one head, two more emerged. So it is something like this that most women face when they climb uphill to come to positions that they would really desire to be in. Now, one of the Herculean tasks that we face starts right at our home. It is the stereotypes that we are all exposed to. Like many of the speakers before me have said, it sometimes comes from inside the house, from our own mothers, grandmothers, great-grandmothers, mothers-in-laws. So it may start with the women as such. So the first thing is, this has happened over generations. It has been passed through so many generations, and that women usually have a supportive role in the big screen of life, in the motion picture of life. And their main aim is to support whatever endeavors men go through. So that is a stereotypical mindset that a lot of us have to overcome, a lot of us who are not as privileged as others might be. So these long persistent cultural standards are the first thing that we have to overcome right in our home itself. But at the same time, it's mainly the father, usually, who supports the girl child in doing a lot of things that she wants to do, that her mother may be pulling her back from. So that is another important point that I have noticed in many households, including mine, where I have two little girls, and when they want to go out and do the same things that everyone else does, it's their father who usually supports them. Okay, let them go, let them be. And same thing happened to me too. And I'm sure same thing has happened to a lot of us. That it is our parents, especially our fathers, which support our outlook and help us get there. So that is one positive and one important thing that is there in every woman's life. Then coming to equal opportunities that we get, right? From kindergarten, yes, everyone is the same. Then coming to MBBS, the opportunities are the same. Coming to post-graduation, again, they are same in most of the cases. Fellowships, okay. And when it comes to jobs, is it really the same? Again, the same question that ma'am had asked earlier. Because when you take a man, what you try to determine is, okay, what region is he placed in? Would he go back home after working 1 year in my firm or in my hospital? Whereas in a woman, that's not the only point you look at. There are a couple of others too. Is she going to get married if she's not already? If she's married, is she going to have a baby soon? If she has a baby, how small is the child? How much time is she going to spend in my hospital? How much time is she going to spend back home? So these are the questions, many questions that are the prejudices. Maybe as an employer, yeah, these are all valid facts. But then why doesn't this happen to women? Why doesn't a person think, okay, is he going to get married soon? Is he going to have a child soon? Is his child very small? This doesn't happen to to a man. That's basically because women are the supportive structure in society, which is a positive thing, but at times hinders their work also. The second aspect comes when you go into higher education, PG, fellowship especially, because that's the time when you're most productive at work. At the same time, you have a lot of family responsibilities back home. And when you leave these family responsibilities unattended, or if you're not able to devote equal time to it, then you feel insecure. And of course, there's gross mental and physical stress, because after working at your workplace, you have to get back home and do a lot of chores over there.
Excuse me, Swapna. I think they are getting ready for the next session.
Yes, sure. I'll get through this fast. And so it's basically the woman's task to get back home and get things done even when she is studying. Now, in the workplace, now coming back to the workplace, where a woman can do a lot of things, including, change tires. The woman definitely has intellectual integrity, intelligence, the competence, the drive, and the ambition to do all these things. All the ingredients are present here. But what is in deficit is basically support, which is required to make all these things productive. So if I'm tired and I get back home after a day's work and I don't have a wife back there to give me tea and biscuits, instead that's what I find. And on weekends, if I yearn for breakfast in bed, well, that's what I'm told. So if you want breakfast in bed, sleep in the kitchen. So from sunrise into night, a woman's work is never done. It just keeps on going on and on. Maybe you don't have a dog and you don't walk the dog. Maybe you don't have a lawn and you don't mow the lawn. But I'm sure most of us do the rest of the work. So I like to have support for myself, my growth and my development as a woman. And each woman would like to have the same. The support comes in different forms. In the form of a mother and in-law, the husband, or a good intelligent caretaker. And this support, it is this support that gives me that extra time, because besides doing my clinical and my surgical work, to advance my career by doing some research, some administrative work, or maybe by networking, which is equally important, maybe by making myself more visible, gaining some specialty expertise, or updating myself on technology. I would need to travel to go to a place to attain more technology to make a presentation in a conference like this, or maybe to go for an observership, whatever I want. But when I need to travel, and I can make it myself, I can go there, I know how to go, I know how to cross the obstacles. But what's most important is that my home, the people back home, who I'm leaving back home, they have to be safe. So, summing up whatever we have said all this while, whatever Thomas Jefferson said holds true. I'm a great believer in luck, and I find that the harder I work, the more I have. Thank you.